Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Jade's here with me today. And in this video I just want to kind of have a little chat with you and share some things with you. I know there's probably been people out there that were curious about circumstances that have went on in my life and stuff. And of course in August I let you guys know that I was going to kind of take a little break from YouTube because my mother had passed away. And there was other things that happened during that same month too that just kind of depressed me and made me sad. And then also again during November I wasn't really taking a break from doing videos, but it seemed that way, I know, because I didn't get that many up. And the reason for that, some of you people know a little bit of the background about my life and everything. And I do realize that as time goes on, this will change. It'll get better. It'll get easier. It was just really difficult for me for this year. And you'll know why here in a minute, because I'm going to tell you some of the things that go on during the month of November that kind of put me really in a deep depression. I mean, I just, I was sick most of the time. And I think that's because of the depression. I just felt like I wanted to give up. Of course, I didn't. You know, I stayed in bed a lot and slept and didn't do the videos that I really needed to do because of it. But I do want to enlighten you guys and let you know. So maybe some of you guys can kind of relate to what I went through, and you'll understand why. Because people are probably saying, well, how could anything be that bad that a person couldn't do a little 10-minute video? But there was some things that happened during the month of November that weighed very heavy on my mind and kind of caused me to not want to be in front of the camera. And the first thing, I have mentioned this before on my channel. You want to get down? I've mentioned this before on my channel, but I've never really went into detail, and I am going to do a video in the future sometime. But the month of November is the month that my son was killed. My only child was killed during the month of November. And I do have that every year. I mean, that's going to be an ongoing thing. It's never going to change. It's been 3 years now, and it's gotten easier. But when that date comes around, I still have depression and sadness over it because he was my only child. Yeah. And then the very next day, you want to get down? I'm going to let her down. She's wanting to go explore. The very next day, there she goes. The very next day after the day my son was killed is my mom's birthday. And we lost my mom this year, so this was the first birthday that we celebrated without her. And I missed not getting to go and take a gift to her and watch her open it up and watch her smile when she saw what I got her. And I know that her birthday is going to be there every year, but this being the first one, it was difficult. It'll get easier as time goes on. That date will still be on the calendar, I realize, but I can learn to live with it, and it'll be a little easier as time goes on. And then 4 days after my mother's birthday was the date that my ex-husband abandoned me, left me, whatever you want to call it. We are divorced now. You want back up here now, don't you? Oh, she's wanting back up here. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Picked her up in the wrong spot. Anyway, I came home from work. I was working. He was staying at home. He was retired. I came home from work and put my keys into the lock and walked into an empty house. Because when he left, he took everything out of the house. Now, a lot of people will tell you, you know, in the divorce, he got everything. And they basically mean he got the furniture, the car, maybe the house or whatever. This was a house that we were buying together. And yeah, he took the furniture, but he didn't just take the furniture. He left me with a stove and an icebox, a washer, and a twin bed. that was basically all he left me with. Um, and just taking the furniture wasn't the end of it. I mean, he was out to destroy me and basically make me start from the beginning. He took the washing powder, the bleach, he took trash bags, paper towels. In the kitchen area, he took the dishwashing detergent, he took the scrubber pads, the Comet cleanser, the soft scrub, air freshener that was in there. Now, I don't think he took any of the dishes or glasses because I like plastic and he liked glass. But he did get in the cabinets and take food. And I think he got into the icebox and took food out too. In the bathroom, he took the shampoo and the conditioner. He took the liquid soap. He took the bar soap. He took hand lotion. He took toilet paper, paper towels, toilet scrubbers, sink scrubbers, soft bubbles, and all the stuff that we use to clean, mop and shine, wax and stuff for the floor. He took all that. In the linen closet, he went through the towels and the washcloths. He took half. I'm thankful that he did leave me half of the towels and the washcloths, but he did take half of that. And he took the carpet freshener that we used. He took the air freshener, um, vacuum bags. We had a vacuum. He left the vacuum, but he took the bags. And he took all of the king size sheets. Now, when we got married, we both were sleeping on twin beds. And I took my money from my Christmas Club account and bought us a king size bed so that we could have a nice, big, comfortable bed to sleep in. Well, he took the king size bed and left me one of the twin beds. So he took all of the king size sheets that were in there. His stuff was in the guest bedroom. He took all of that and his clothes and stuff. He took everything out of the living room: the couch, the recliner, the chair, the end tables, the coffee table, the decorations, the lamps, the things hanging on the wall, the rug. He took everything out. The living room had nothing in it. He took the dining room table and chairs out of the kitchen. We had he had a shed that he was buying, one of those rent-to-own sheds. And I never did go out there in it because it wasn't really of any concern to me. He went out there and did his tools and working and stuff out there. That was still out there because they hadn't come to pick it up yet. I guess he hadn't contacted them. So I was going to find out what was in it. So I took a sledgehammer and I went out there and I knocked the handle off it to see what was in there. And there was like a lawnmower and some gas cans and some of his tools and stuff in there. But when we had moved into the house, we had packed everything in small boxes. And when we moved in there, I started unpacking mine: my clothes, my jewelry, my makeup, my books, my kitchen utensils and stuff like that, and putting it away. He never did unpack any of his. And at the time, I didn't think it was anything strange about it. I figured he was just, going to do a little bit at a time. He unpacked enough clothes to wear, and that was basically it. And I throw the boxes out underneath the carport. And I had asked him, I said, will you either cut these up and put them in the trash and burn them, or just put them in the garbage for them to take off? And he said, oh, I'll take care of them. So I figured he would. Well, when I'd come home from work, the boxes were gone. So I didn't think nothing of that. Well, when I knocked this handle off the shed and went in there, like I said, there was a lawnmower and tools and stuff. Some of my boxes were in there. So he had not been burning them or putting them out in the trash. He was saving them to use to pack up all the stuff that he was taking out of the house, like the canned goods, the shampoo, and the conditioner. He was using those boxes for that. So evidently he had been planning to leave for a long time. And I don't know what he did during the day when I was at work. He may have made little trips up there and taken smaller amounts of stuff up there that I wouldn't have noticed, especially the stuff out of the room where his things was. I wouldn't have noticed what he had in there and what he didn't have. But I guess he was planning on leaving for a long time. He never did say anything to me about how he was unhappy and he wanted a divorce. If things didn't get better, he was going to divorce me. He never gave me any indication that he was unhappy with our marriage at all. So this came as a total blow. I mean, we had some little tiffs and stuff, but what family, what married couple doesn't have a few little tiffs and stuff? But he never acted like they upset him enough that he was going to divorce me. And he had, this was in November, and by February he had served me with divorce papers. Now, he had sent me a letter and he wouldn't answer the phone when I called him, but he had sent me a letter and told me that I could stay in the house if I wanted to. I could have the house. It was mine. I could do what I wanted with it just to keep the payments up on it. And it was mine, because we were buying it together. Well, he served the divorce papers on me in February. By March, I had moved out because when he served the divorce papers on me, he gave me 3 weeks to leave the house. So I had to get out and try to find another place to rent in 3 weeks, which this was in Morehouse, and I ended up moving to Dexter. Moving back over here to Dexter, I found a tiny little small apartment that I moved into. But every year on that date, and it's easy to remember that date, when it comes around, I think about our marriage and what it was so horrible that he had to leave. And that happened on a Friday. That whole weekend, I just walked around from room to room crying, trying to figure out what it was that I did that was so horrible that he had to leave me like that. And so every year in November, those memories come back. And then this year was the first Thanksgiving without my mama. Now, my mama loved Thanksgiving. That was probably her favorite holiday of every holiday. And when we were all at home and my daddy was alive, she did everything, the turkey, the dressing, all the side dishes and desserts. She made that. It was a big deal because my daddy always liked having the mincemeat pie and the pumpkin pie. All of us kids were there. I had 9 brothers and sisters, and we were all there, plus whatever relatives, uncles and cousins came over. So Thanksgiving was a really big celebration. Now, after my father passed away, my mom didn't really have Thanksgiving at her house, but she would go to family's house, like my sister's, and have Thanksgiving there, and we could meet over there. And she would make like her deviled eggs or her giblet gravy or something. So this was the first Thanksgiving that I had to spend without my mom too. And I know that, like I said, as time goes on, that'll get a little easier. And next year it won't be the first Thanksgiving. It'll just be a Thanksgiving without my mom. I don't know next year if it'll be any easier on me or if it'll hit me the same way it did this year. But those are some of the reasons why November was a very hard month for me to get through. I hope that y'all can understand that those things were just really devastating and actually depressing to me, to the point where I just felt like, why? Why even bother with it? Stay in a dark room with the windows closed and the curtains drawn and the lights out and just sleep and cry because I was so depressed over it. And anyway, I wanted to come on here and share that with you so that would kind of give you a little bit of understanding. And I will be in the future, when I feel like I can do it, I will be making a video and explaining about how my son was killed, my only child. But for now, this is our video. Jade's still up there with me because I picked her up and I heard her little belly. We want to thank you guys for coming to our channel again and visiting with us. You can do the thumbs up if you enjoyed this channel. We would love to have you join if you're not part of our family. Y'all come back and see us any old time. Bye for this one.